Hi guys, welcome to class. Today we are going to look at some IELTS speaking questions. We're going to practice for the IELTS exam. This is useful for those who are, of course, intending to sit the exam, but also for those who just want to practice their speaking in a controlled and very structured way. So it's going to work as follows. I will give you a part 2 question, which is a presentation question. I'll also give you 1 minute to prepare this. And then we will hear your answers, and I'll give you feedback. We'll correct each other's answers and things like this. So that's how it's going to be. But Chow, how are you? Okay?
Yeah, I'm back.
Cool. Are you planning on taking the IELTS exam ever, or are you just wanting some practice?
Maybe in the future. Might. Yeah.
And do you know much about it?
I don't know much about it, but
you will love it. You will love this exam. You really will. Yeah. Okay, so don't worry, we can practice some part 2 questions and things. But Dennis, what about you? Are you planning on taking this exam? Dennis, are you there?
Yes. Here.
Cool.
Can you hear me?
Yep, sure. Now I can hear you.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
So for speaking practice, that's still good. That's useful. And Igor, what about you?
Michael.
Sorry.
What did you ask? Because I didn't hear.
Okay, so Michael, sorry. Are you ever planning on taking the IELTS exam?
I plan to take TOEFL, I think, but it's the same. I develop my speaking skills. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's okay, and I think you took this idea from your friend Leon.
No.
He has a lot of lessons with this topic every day. He used to have.
So no, a student messaged me yesterday on Facebook, on my page, saying he wants IELTS. Yes, that's why. But yeah, okay, so that's cool. It's true that it's a popular one as well. That's cool. So Sonia, are you there? Sonia? Okay, maybe it's loading. Sonia, can we hear you? Okay, we'll come back. Okay, so we can adapt it then if none of you are planning to take it just yet. So how I was going to do it is we'll do it like I'll give you the minute to prepare and things like this, but maybe that's not so useful for you.
No, it's okay. Because I used to come to Leon's class every class. He has every day 1 hour with this, and he gives us topics, and we prepared an answer. Okay.
In that case, yeah, we can do it if you're happy with that. Yes, that's okay. We can do it as I planned. So, Anne or Roman? Which one is it?
Hello.
Roman, good. Okay.
Yes.
So good to speak.
How are you?
Not too bad. And are you planning on taking this exam?
I took this exam, so I passed this exam a year ago. I had 5.5 in each section.
Cool. So overall 5.5. That's cool.
Yes, and maybe in 3 or 4 years I have to pass this exam again.
Okay.
And
so
I have a
now
question.
I try to.
With these points, you can go to university to study. What said Roman?
Depends. So it depends on which country. I think for Australia, because most of my private students want to go to Australia for some reason. I guess because of the weather. It's 6.5 usually. 6.5 in the UK. It depends on what course. If it's really competitive, they'll want something like 7. So it depends. But also for immigration, I think it depends on which country, which English-speaking country. But what was your reason for doing the exam, Roman? Was it to study, for work, to immigrate, or what?
As you know, there are 2 types of exam. It's general and academic. And I needed to pass general.
Sure.
for immigration purpose. So for in my case, 5 was enough for me.
Yeah.
But in future, I don't know what point I will need.
Yeah, sure. And which country was it? Yeah. So was it Australia? Was it somewhere like this, or do you know which country you were planning on?
Actually, I passed this exam for work in Australia.
Australia. Cool.
But now I'm going to Canada. So.
And I think Canada, I've heard, Canada is more flexible with things like this because I've heard that they need more people and things like this in Canada and stuff. So I've heard that to study in Canada and also to work in Canada is maybe more flexible to get visas and things. I've just heard, I don't know, I'm not a Canadian, maybe he know or someone will know from Canada. That's cool. So Sonia, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Good to speak with you, nice to speak to you.
Nice. Also nice to speak to you.
Cool. And Sonia, are you planning on taking the IELTS exam?
No, but I have not often time, and I look in the internet with whom I can speak English, and I want to learn my English. I don't want to make an exam.
No worries. Okay, so we'll just practice speaking. So it would be useful for anyone, yeah, regardless of if you're planning on the exam or taking the exam or not. So don't worry, it still will be useful to you. Okay, so let's make a start then in that case. But Michael, yeah, I got it right. Good. When you take, what do you need the TOEFL for? So is it for work, your job, study, or immigration? And do you know what score you need?
Not yet. I don't take now TOEFL, but maybe this year, and for study, for master program, master degree.
Abroad?
I have undergraduate or what?
Yep. You have a bachelor's degree already.
Yeah, bachelor. So I want to go. Maybe I will go to study master degree. So for this kind of thing.
So for postgraduate studies and stuff in Moldova or Russia or abroad.
Of course, in Canada, of course, abroad. Here we do not need this kind of test.
Sure. Yeah. So because some, I think in Germany, I saw master's programs and things like this require you to have an English certificate, even though it's in Germany. So I don't know.
Yeah, but in Germany I need to speak German. As far as I understood,
No. But lots of master programs are in English, so you have to have an English certificate to be entered into the master program in Germany. I've seen. Yeah, because
and it's for free. I read that German studies are for free. I mean, maybe you pay, but small amount of money. Not
Sonia,
so much.
Do you know much about this? So about education in Germany. What I notice is that a lot of master's programs that, for example, to do with business and things like this, required students to get an English certificate.
Oh, I don't understand this. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, sure. So I noticed in Germany, to study some master's programs, you need sometimes a certificate to prove your level of English, because some programs are taught only in English. So things like business.
That I don't know, because I heard in Germany you need longer to make the master, because somebody goes to America and they takes not a long time.
Yeah, they do it in a year or so. Yeah, and in Germany maybe it's a long process. Okay, so that's interesting. That's cool. And is it true that it's free to study in Germany? In some areas?
Everybody can, but I think you need, before you make the master, the bachelor.
Yeah. So the bachelor's first, and then get the master after.
And you can make the master.
So that's cool. Okay, so ciao. Yeah, okay, so you don't need it just yet. Let's get on with it then, in that case. I'm going to give you a part 2 question. I'm going to give you 1 minute to prepare individually. Take notes, do whatever. And you are preparing for a 1 to 2 minute presentation about this topic. After 1.5 minutes, I'll go right in the middle of these times. I will stop you and hear your answers and correct you, and we'll suggest ideas for improvements and things like this, okay? So the first one is this. Describe a good part of your personality or character. So I'll send you this on the
only one. Do I have
didn't say that, Mike.
some time to prepare? Or
Yeah. You have. I'll give you 90 seconds. You can have in the exam between 1 minute and 2 minutes. So I'll give you 90 seconds. All of you, could you prepare and answer a presentation to this question? And you've got to mention these things. So what it is and what this part of your personality or character is like, how it affects your life and work, and why you think it's good. Okay?
Only one, or we can two?
Describe a. Answer the question, sir. A good
Yeah,
part.
but do you know that okay, in TOEFL, I mean, you may introduce that I have this, and the best is this. So much time to speak.
You can as well, of course. Yeah, make it into presentation. You can say something like, although there are many good traits of my character, or personal traits of my character or there are many traits of my character.
I'm honest, humble.
Yeah. So you can introduce it like that, but eventually get to the point of one. Okay.
Okay.
Try it. Okay. So I'll give you 90 seconds to prepare. Also,
let me just start.
Not yet. We'll give everyone a chance.
I'm sorry?
We'll let everyone think first.
Oh, yeah.
Is this task only for Chow or for everybody?
Everyone. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's stop. I think that's enough. Yeah. So really, you're allowed 1 minute. Sorry, but between 1 to 2 minutes to prepare to give the presentation. So sorry, I'll stop you there. Who is ready? Who would like to go first? No one. Chow is ready. Go for it.
Yes. Although I have many good characters, I think the most important one is persistent. If I want to do something, if I make a decision, I would stick on it and just finish it. Although sometimes it's somewhat die hard, but it makes my work more productive, and it is more effective for me to finish this project and without any distraction. And once I had a examination and I need to prepare it, so I decide to finish a total book. It was about 200 pages, and I just stay at night, and even though I was too tired, but I just stick on it, I persist on it, then I finish it. And I think this character helped me a lot in that experience, and it gave me some good attitude, good effects on my other part of my life.
Okay, cool. Okay, so good character. I would say good character trait. Yeah, so an element of my character, or one of my proudest character traits is, you could say, yeah. So I'd say characteristic. Best loved or beloved characteristics, or my favorite characteristics, is the fact that I am persistent. To be persistent, but to have persistence. Okay. I have persistent. I think you said I have persistent, but you should say either I am persistent or I have persistence. Or my favorite characteristic is persistence. My persistence. Okay. I would say it enables you to do this. Yeah. So I would say what persistence allows you to do. So with persistence you can do. So persistence, I think persistence enables me to be able to, or enables me to then say whatever you said. And also, it was about, you said, I'd say it consists of. So it consists of. Write it quickly, so I can't remember exactly what you said. And also you said something like, I worked a long time on it, or something, I can't remember. Work through the night. The clock. With persistence enables me to do things like work through the night or to work around the clock, to not give up, yeah, to want to pursue something. And yeah, again, characteristic and not character. So my characteristic, this is a characteristic of me, okay?
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense. I tried to do it quite quickly so we have a chance to do it for everyone, but
Yeah.
just take some notes from this. I don't know if any of that is clear. But any questions, just ask as always. Okay, so, any questions, Chow?
No. Thank
Any
you for
comments
these
from-
hints.
No worries. Any comments from anyone else
Uh,
about Chow's answer? Any comments? Okay, it was good. Cool, Chow, it was nice. Any suggestions for ways to improve? Yeah, so Michael probably has a suggestion or two. How could he
What do you
improve?
mean? What suggestion to improve?
Could he improve in any way? What would you have done? Not in terms of the language, but in terms of the structure, how he gave his answer.
I don't know. It's very kind of, it depends on the question. Some questions are very difficult to answer in your own language. Yeah, for me, some questions I cannot answer in my own language, my native language, because I'm not so communicative. What?
Communicative, yeah.
Yeah, to make up on the spot phrases and words.
To be honest, I can't do these questions. Yeah, but okay, if you
Yeah,
want.
so this depends on your, I don't know, how you write essays in school. If you in school you were very communicative and you like to write, so now you can
do it. Yeah. So it's so, but there's a common structure you can learn. Yeah. So things like, what is your characteristic? With a characteristic, I'm going to describe that's a very boring way of saying this, but something like saying although, I would say it makes the time last, but go quicker as well, maybe. Okay. So Raman, would you like to go?
You mean my turn?
Yes, please.
Okay, I try because it's a really difficult question for me because I even couldn't remember what is it part of character, but try to Google. Now I can answer on this question. So I think a very good part of my character is self-criticism. Because in my life I always have to be part of some team. First, it was maybe in military service because most of boys in my country have to have military service, and when you work with people, especially when you run with people, you become a leader. But it's a very and it's very easy to become a very bad person if you don't have self-criticism. So self-criticism helps me to correct my behavior. And in my life, I often ask people about my disadvantages, about my mistakes, and with people, it helps me to correct myself and maybe work on some my skills.
Okay, that's cool. That's enough.
so I can give something.
Yeah, please, yes, please.
To do not forget, because it's very easy to forget. So too long he developed about military service and the kind of connection. I didn't catch the.
Excuse me.
I didn't catch the connection of, between so self-criticism and the military service. Maybe me, maybe you you understood the connection, but for me it was difficult because too long he spoke about military service and no connection. This is my feedback.
So yeah, that's a good point. Give examples though. Always give examples if you can to justify what you're saying. So if you're saying self, and then give maybe a story. Yeah. But the thing is, it's always a risk when you're restricted for time. That, for example, if you have 3 stories to choose from, you either can say really quickly each example and then not give a detailed answer, or you can use one in detail. But yeah, maybe I would definitely use military service as an example, but you don't need to focus on so much. Yeah? So actually, I would say it was okay. Yeah, what you're saying. I'll give you feedback first on the language, and then we'll see how you go. But you're certainly within the time, so that was okay. It's just tricky to think of something to say right on the spot. I think that's the most difficult thing. Okay, so you said I couldn't remember, but you should say I. You should say I can't remember because it's right now. Okay. The top of my I spelled remember wrong. Right.
Can't remember.
The top of my head. Or I can't recall. Yeah, I can't recall. So I can't recall a time where I was off the top of my head, or I can't think of a trait off the top of my head that I would particularly value. Having said that, I would say something like this. You could say a good part of my character. You can say a good part, or a good side. Yeah, you can say both and choose. And self-critic. You said something like this. I would say is the ability to self-criticize. What I like most about my character is my ability to self-criticize. Okay, my self-criticize, and also you have to have community service in your country. You have to take part in. So take part in community service, or to have. I guess you have to have it as well because you have to have it like the stamp in your passport, or whatever. I guess, yeah. So to become a bad person, you said to go down the wrong path. Yeah. So to go down the wrong path is another way of saying it. I think the ability to self-criticize is useful to prevent. Well, for me, the ability to self-criticize has helped me in not going down the wrong path, or choosing to go down the right path, or to not stray away from the path. Yeah, meaning to stay focused and to do the right things. So to go down the wrong path, the right path, and things like that, I would definitely say. Okay, in terms of language, though, it was good, and you didn't make any mistakes with articles and stuff. I didn't notice, yeah, which I thought would be so. So yeah, I think that was okay. But at the end, we'll compare answers and we'll see who got like the best answer and why. Yeah. So don't worry too much about in terms of what you say. I'm just correcting your language. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Because ultimately, this is what all the examiner cares about. They just care about what you're saying. They don't care about they care about how you say it, not what you say. They don't care if you have something interesting or not. It just helps if you have something interesting for your own confidence in it, I guess. Yeah. So don't worry too much about that. Henrique, have you just joined?
I can start, no?
Yes, please. Go for it.
Yes. I read character. Okay, my character is that I'm a person. I'm a calm person. It makes me facility to get focus. A good part is concentration. I'm silent, and I'm able to make calculus and study. my focus is high, so and I I so I have how much minutes I have?
It's okay. You have
5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Done. Okay, so
So I can give some feedback.
just
Awake now in Brazil. It's 6 a.m.
it's too early, yeah, for IELTS. But every time's the wrong time for IELTS. I would say so. But Michael, yes, please.
Yeah. So tempo. What is that? Do you know tempo? I mean, you need to
Pace.
speak with not fast, but with.
Yeah, they say maximum of, yep. They say maximum of 2 minutes. Doesn't mean that you can say the good side. No, okay. So yeah, what you're saying,
Yeah.
Michael, is right. Okay, so although you shouldn't speak fast, and I'd advise you not to speak fast, speak a bit quicker. Okay, try to speak, but not quicker, more fluent. Okay, with what you're saying, and don't just list points. Don't just say good side of my character is this. You're only supposed to talk about one thing. Then explain why that is good. So a good side of my character, this is a really basic answer, it's going to be crap, don't model your answers based on mine. A good side of my character is my ability to, I would say that this is particularly, this has been particularly useful for me because for example, yeah, so you should always talk about this, but don't worry about listing too many things. Talk about 1 or 2 things in more detail and just answer the question. So describe, and what was the question? Wait, describe a good part of your personality or character. So describe it. What does it mean? Why is it good? What? And then just answer the questions. Just follow the points. That's all you need to do. You've got 3 points there. You just need to answer the question. Yeah, just to elongate it a bit as much as you can. Talk a load of BS. Okay, it doesn't have to be true what you're saying. You can make up the whole thing. Yeah, no one is going to check on Google if what you're saying is true. Yeah, unless you're a celebrity or whatever. Okay, so if you have nothing to say, make it up. Create a story. Okay, but make sure you're just answering the questions. Don't just list things. Okay, so try this. Enrique. Okay. So let's structure it. Which side part of your character would you like to describe? One side, one characteristic. Tell us one.
Yes, it's
Don't describe. Just name it. Okay.
Yeah,
don't describe. Don't answer. Just say which one is your favorite.
Yes, focus.
Focus. Your ability to focus. That's all you're going to talk about. Focus. Okay. So your ability to focus. How would you introduce it then? So I asked you this question. You know the answer you're going to give is about your ability to focus. Okay. So describe a good part of your personality or character. What's the opening sentence you can give with this?
Oh, great.
What would your opening sentence be?
Oh, it's a good character because it brought facility to understand everything. It's important to study in every university.
Okay, that would be the main bit, yeah? Leave that for the middle bit, but your introduction, yeah, to your presentation, what could your introduction be?
I can't hear.
No worries. Okay, so what you're saying now would be your main bit of the answer, but to begin with, you need some introduction, okay? A general introduction, nothing specific. Can you think of an introduction you could use?
Mainly.
Yeah, okay. Chow suggests although, okay? So you already have the advantage because you have several things that you've thought about. You have several examples. So one that I gave at the beginning was although.
Yes. So
I'll write this down for you. Start off with something like this. Although there are many good sides to my personality, I would say that my best characteristic is my
Humble.
ability to stay focused. Okay?
Okay.
Right. In your case, or in Roman's case, although there are many good sides to my personality, I would say that my best characteristic is my ability to self-criticize. Okay, that's one generic structure you can use. Why not remember it if you want to? How else could you do, Henrique? Have you got any other suggestions? Not starting with although, but anything else?
And my ability to speak would be.
Okay, not another example, but another way of introducing.
I have to explain.
Yep, so just translate this into other words. Although there are many good sides to my personality, I would say that. Yeah, just take that sentence and translate that into other words to make it make sense as a good introduction, okay? Translate this.
So I have a variety in
good.
A variety in characters, and this is the ability that get me concentration.
Okay, so it's worth saying, another way you could say is it's worth saying that, yes, it's worth mentioning something like this, that I have this, however I must do this. So you're acknowledging that you understand the topic, and that is to talk about personality and character. So you're giving an honest answer, meaning, to be honest, I'm pretty amazing. I like a lot of things about myself. But you're then acknowledging that you have to answer the question. So I would start off generally just like this. Michael, suggest another way of introducing this topic.
For example, you can say, my friends and my acquaintances characterize me as honest, reliable, important, something like that person. But I think that my best characteristic, let me start to speak. But I'm not sure that this is okay to answer an IELTS exam. I only give you a layman terms example.
Go for it.
So now do you want to answer?
Yes.
But
firstly, the way you're doing it, I know you're partly joking, but it's actually a good way of starting, yeah? So if you can be funny like this and saying, well, it depends on who you ask, yeah? So describe your good side of your personality or whatever, I would say, it depends on who you ask. If you were to ask my friends, they would probably say this. However, if you were to ask me, I would say that, blah, 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 blah. And that's a nice way of introducing. It's quite friendly, it's quite chatty.
And you can debate in this answer. Yeah. I mean, so I think my friends on the one hand are right, but
on the other hand, if I consider this afterwards, actually they're half right, yeah? So
no,
maybe
I think this is crazy. This is crazy what I say.
Go for it,
so funny. Okay, but my answer will be next, so I start.
Yeah.
I have many characteristics of my personality, as I'm humble, reliable, responsible, communicative. But my opinion, my most important characteristic of my personality is responsible. These characteristics of my personality help me a lot in in day-by-day life, and the most I have from this characteristic in my job. For example, I can give an example that I do work to the end, and I do all in time. I respect all deadlines in my job, and also I do all at the high quality level because I'm responsible. So after I do something in my job, it's done at the highest quality without any mistakes, and this is my characteristics: responsibility. Responsible.
Good. Perfect. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So I would say the characteristic is my sense of responsibility. Yeah.
sense.
Day by day, day to day, yeah? So it's just a small thing.
Day to day, day by day, it's not okay? Day by day, not?
Day to day tasks, yeah? Day to day tasks. You do it day by day, but your day to day tasks.
Yeah, but if I would say my day by day life or day to day life?
Day to day life, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Day to day. One of the things I'm most proud of is the fact that I do everything or complete all projects.
Could you say again the introduction?
In a timely manner, you complete everything in a timely manner.
Yeah, I know this timely manner. And it's on the time.
You don't need to say what you said was fine, but because you can push yourself more, I adhere to all deadlines. Yeah, actually, you can keep it simple. I meet all deadlines or to adhere to the rules. Yeah, you follow the rules. You.
What is adhere?
It's like the most common way example is to adhere to the rules. To follow the rules. Yeah, to fit within the rules. To adhere to the deadline, meaning they give you the deadline and you make sure you meet it. You follow the rules. Okay.
So what is the synonym of adhere?
Meet.
Meet?
To meet a deadline or to follow the rules. Okay.
Okay. I never heard this word, adhere.
Cool. Okay. So in that case, the content was perfect and the fluency was perfect as well. Yeah. So model answer. Next, let's go to the next one.
No, but I think that it's okay. Maybe I make mistakes, but when I will take this TOEFL exam, I think I will take a very good score. I'm positive in this.
The things I'm correcting you on is not corrections as such. It's just ways of improving. So most of the time, probably they won't notice everything. Yeah. So it's not that you're making mistakes. It's just ways of improving. Yeah. So I don't think because even native speakers don't get like top marks. Yeah. If I was to do it, I'd probably get IELTS 8. I've probably 8, not 9, or not 8.5. Probably 8. I hope I get 8 at least.
So your most important characteristic is humble, yeah?
Okay, I'll get 10, yeah? So there's no 10, but I'll get 10. No, okay.
You see, your earphone jumped from your ear.
No, it's because I moved my hands. I went like that. Wait, I can't do it. I can't do it again. Okay, so...
I get 10 with plus.
I get 10 plus. I get 10. It's such a high 10, they haven't even existed the number yet. They haven't even created the number yet. So, ciao. Okay, part 3 questions. What they'll do after the part 2 bit is they'll talk about random stuff to do with the topic. So, about personality traits. I'm going to ask you some quick questions. Don't prepare a presentation. I just want to hear your answer. What traits do you think are most important for a person as a member of society to have?
To cooperate with others, because society...
No.
What do you mean by that?
Okay.
So,
no, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so to cooperate with others, and because a society is you need to help others and to create a optimal outcome, and you can benefit from each other. It is, I should know that word, but I forgot. I should forget it. No, my mistake.
No worries. Good. So cooperation. Remember what you say. Most important trait for society for us to have.
I think explain this again. Repeat this question again.
Sure. Okay. So what traits do you think are most important for us to have to contribute to a better society?
What does
to make the world better? Trait, characteristic. Okay, so trait.
So I think the best trait for society which can make it more better, I think it's responsibility. Because when people responsible to each other, to society, when every person work their work responsible, it can really make our world better.
World better place. Say guys. Yes, that's good. Okay, Henrique, what would you say to this question?
This is my characteristic, you see? My characteristics
That's why,
contribute
yes.
to society. That's why I chose this characteristic to say.
You're an influencer, yeah? So I think so, actually. Henrique, what do you say? And Michael, what do you say? I was going to call you Mikkel. Mikkel. Okay.
What do you want?
Michael, what do you say? Most important characteristic? Would you say it's your one, or would you say there's any others? There are any others?
The most important characteristic is to be friendly. When people are friendly, they succeed in their society.
They can succeed, yeah? So when they're friendly, they can succeed.
Yeah, society succeed when people in society are friendly.
And to be polite, yeah? So politeness. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Ciao.
to give to children alcohol from 10 years.
Whiskey, yeah? So whiskey, politeness. Yeah, I think so, yes? That's good. Ciao. What do you say about your society? What characteristics do most people possess? Would you say the characteristic you suggested, most people would have this in China?
You mean cooperate with others?
Yep.
I don't think so, to be honest. I think in China, the people, I think they're humble, and you can, as it, you know that video clip, it talk about Chinese people, they just be modest and don't break the rule, and to be in the middle way, I mean, yeah.
To be average, kind of, yeah. So to be to not break the rules, to be, yeah. Okay, that's cool. And I'd say that's probably the same, yeah. So to blend in, Okay, Michael, what do you say in Russia?
What do you mean? Could you repeat the question?
Do most people possess the skill, the ability to be responsible?
I can say not all people. That's why our post-Soviet Union countries have kind of problems in their countries. I mean, people on the job, they do not do the job in at highest quality level. I mean, they do job so-so, average. Yeah, not all, of course, but the most of the people, they kind of do not have this responsibility characteristic.
Okay, so but you're
that's
saying
why I would like that people would have, and our society would succeed.
Okay, and so that's interesting. Charles said the one he would suggest they don't have in his society. But what do you say, Roman? This ability to self-criticize, does it exist? Are people self-critical in Ukraine?
No, not at all. More people in our country don't like when other people criticize them.
Yeah.
I think it's normal, but most of our people don't like to teach, to study something new. And for example, when you notice person to its mistakes, in another way you try to that with person to study something new, for or open some side of something, and people don't like it. So in my country, people are not criticized at all. And I mean, not only ordinary people, no, and authorities or I think celebrities or our society not criticized. That's why we live in so bad condition.
So saying if people more then everything would be better and stuff. Okay, so Henrique, what would you say? Your answer then, you said. Did you say?
What did you say?
I wrote notes of someone.
Responsibility.
They were calm. Who said they were calm?
What?
Like, someone said they were a calm person.
What person?
A calm person, like a relaxed person. I think it was Henrique. But just because I've got a note, I would also say when you're describing yourself to be
calm, yeah?
calm.
calm person.
This is your characteristic, Mark.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Okay. So to be calm, I would say when you're talking about a characteristic about yourself to be a bit humble, I would say I'm relatively. Yeah. So I'm a relatively self-critical person. I'm a relatively responsible person. Yeah. To be a bit more humble, I would always use relatively.
So you are a relatively humble person.
So I'm a relatively, I would say, yeah. So I'm a relatively, what Chow said, Sal. Yeah, whatever yours was, yeah. Say relatively to make it sound, to make it sound easy.
Or you maybe
calm
say
person.
that you average person. If you want to be very humble, you can say I'm average in all
I'm
things.
relatively average.
This is kind of 50-50 from average.
50, yes. So always relatively, and you can start it. So relatively speaking, I am an honest person compared with the rest of
I'm
my
a
society.
relatively honest person. Relatively honest.
You can say relatively speaking, I'm honest, or I'm a relatively honest person. Yeah, both ways you can say
No,
this.
but you can say relatively speaking, I'm relatively honest person. So this is double relative.
And I'm a relatively personal person. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So relatively speaking, I am relatively. No, you could go on for hours with this. Yes, that's cool. So, could you practice this with relatively speaking, Roman? Can you say the sentence with relatively speaking?
Do you mean make some example?
Yeah. So relatively speaking, I am.
I don't understand how I can use relatively speaking, because you can be give me a minute, I try to.
Nice. Okay, so it doesn't have to be about characteristics. You can also use it for things like to describe your country, yeah, or your city. Relatively speaking, London is quite busy, yeah, or relatively speaking, the countryside in China is quite beautiful, yeah. So, or relatively speaking, the countryside in China is relatively beautiful, yes.
Yeah, so you can, you take all cities from all around the world and you describe your city in comparison with those cities.
Yeah, so it's of course you're not the busiest one, but relatively speaking, it's quite busy. Yeah, but I wouldn't say relatively speaking it's relatively, but that's what I'd say. So relatively speaking, or my best characteristic is this, and that's you're using relatively because you compare it with other characteristics. Yeah, so you're saying I'm honest, but I also have other characteristics. Okay, so but this one is the best, relatively speaking. Okay, Enrique, did you follow?
Yes, I have to speak. So first, I'm relatively speaking. In Brazil, the people are happy because they show your image to road. Yes.
Okay, so relatively speaking, Brazilians are happy people. And I hear this a lot, and they smile a lot and things like this. That would be compared with other nationalities. Brazilians are this, yeah. So I would say, relatively speaking, Northern Europeans, such as British or such as people from Northern Europe, are not as cheery as Southern Europeans. Yeah, this is
what
another
is cheery?
Cheery, like so smiley.
Okay.
Okay, so or relatively speaking, the food in Italy is better, or relatively speaking, the food in Italy is the best in Europe. When you compare the food with other countries in Europe, the Italian food is probably the best. For example, yeah, so things like this. Okay, so, and we use this a lot, relatively speaking, relatively, because you don't want to say, yeah, that's my opinion, that's right. You're just saying, yes, well, if you compare, then that'll be so. Okay, next part 2 question. We have 10 minutes. We didn't get through much. So, I'm going to cut your preparation time to 30 seconds. Go for it. Actually, I'll give you a minute.
It's easy one.
Okay, you ready, guys?
Yeah,
Go
me,
for it,
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So start. My most enjoyable conversation. Stop. What I will say now, this is not necessarily true. So this is made
of
up
course.
information. All who are listening in the class and outside do not think that this is what happened.
Nice.
So my most enjoyable conversation recently I had over the phone is with a manager from Microsoft company. I talked about 30 minutes about my opportunity to work in Microsoft as a economist. So we talk about my skills, about my about my characteristics and how I can contribute to Microsoft company. I liked that conversation because my English is not very fluent, but I practiced a lot my English on this conversation. So that's why I think is my most enjoyable conversation over the phone.
Okay, but the thing is, if you didn't say it wasn't true, I'd have believed. Yeah, I'm quite a gullible person, but yeah, okay. So, and can I just ask Michael if you adopted my technique of phoning up random companies and asking for an interview? Have you tried it? Have you done it yet?
I thought about that, but I didn't get a chance to. I need to make a fake account, with fake name. On that site where you as a monster, where you search jobs. So and after that, to start to contact that employers with fake account, and they would give me feedback. I mean, they will speak with me, and I would have feedback from them. How is my English? Yeah, I will do, but I kind of I don't know. Maybe to do not meet after that them. With my real name. Yeah,
you can imagine. So you apply for a job under your fake name, and then later you get an offer, yeah, and they say, I recognise your voice, and you speak exactly the same. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. So I
will try because I think this is good.
I think it is quite useful. I haven't got around to it just yet, you can say, meaning it's on my list, it's on my hit list, but I haven't done it just yet. I will do it and stuff. For those who don't know, I suggested ages ago to Michael that he should just get an interview with random companies from English-speaking countries to practice English for half an hour, yeah, not take the job off.
Yeah, and I recommend to all people from the class because
to the same company. Yeah, can you imagine the poor interviewer getting 100 people?
But they usually do interviews for nothing. They only they only bring people and they only ask, and after that they select one candidate. So we can do the same.
Yeah, so it's quite useful. But okay, someone else who would like to answer.
Now you understand why my name here is Michael. You see about what we're talking.
Okay.
If some person who knows me, they would what they would think about me.
Yeah. So okay. So, who would like to answer? Ciao, Enrique, or Anne? Roman. Sorry.
Okay.
Roman, yes, please.
Yes. A week ago, I had a real, very, very enjoyable conversation.
Be careful. How enjoyable?
It was. In my case, it's not very good idea to hide my real name because I have to be honest with my employers, with immigration service, because if I will have some secrets, it can be very bad for me in future. So personally, I don't hide my real name. And it was a conversation with my one of my employers, and she was manager of human resources from furniture factory in Canada. And she asked me about my qualification, and she offered me job. Actually, she offered me job offer, and it's very important for me because it can give me opportunity to open a work visa to Canada. I was very enjoyed because she offered me much higher salary than I expected, and she said that my work experience in Ukraine appropriate for her factory, and that's why I can be more sure about my future in Canada, because I can start with normal salary.
Okay, so that's good. Wow, you've got a job offer already. People will be jealous of you, I'm sure, yes. Okay, so if I will have, you just need to say if I had, yeah? If I had, not if I will have. If I had, or if I have, blah, 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 and not will. You can just say, the HR manager called? Yeah. You had the meeting with the HR manager. You can just, when you talk about
HR.
HR just stands for human resources. Okay, HR. We usually say HR because it's easier to say.
HR, not HR.
HR. HR if you want to be pedantic, yeah, okay, but most native speakers would say H, even though technically it's H, yeah, so...
HR, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so qualifications, always talk about them, refer to them in the plural, not qualification. My qualifications are good enough for the job, okay? Qualifications, because you have more than one, yeah? So you have school, but you don't just have maybe one maths qualification, you have several certificates, okay? So
qualifications, okay.
Article, she made you a job offer, not just job offer, yes? She made job offer, she made you a job offer.
Mm-hmm.
So she made you a job offer. I made a job offer to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it means you offered someone a job. They offered you a job. And something is appropriate. Is this true, Roman?
Yes.
Are you taking it? Are you taking up her offer? Take up an offer. One sec. On this offer.
Take up. What does it mean, take up?
Meaning, will you say yes?
Yes, of course.
You're going to...
What is the synonym of take up?
To accept.
Okay.
Accept.
To take someone up on something, okay? So, for example, if you make me an offer, Chow, and you say, right, okay, Martin, if you come to my city, I'll give you a tour or something like this. And if I say, right, I'm actually planning on going to your city, I would take you up on your offer. So I'd say, okay, that's cool, yeah? To take someone up on their offer just means they make you an offer and you say yes, you accept, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Chow, really quickly, can you give your answer give a condensed answer in 30 seconds.
Okay, so the most enjoyable conversation?
Yep.
Yes, so the most enjoyable conversation I had recently is I spoke to an English teacher who named Martin, and I asked him how to prepare for IELTS exam, and he gave me a lot of advice and some strategy about it, speaking apart, and I benefit a lot from it. So it is my prayer and honor.
Okay, that's a good strategy. Bribe the examiner, right? Yes. The most enjoyable conversation I've had is with you, examiner. Actually, yes. I find you to be quite a thrilling chap. Quite, quite
very smart.
So bribe the examiner, butter them up. We say to butter someone up. If the examiner has an ego, they'll be too busy thinking about what you're saying about them than to correct your English. Maybe it could be, okay? Because it was so with me, I was like, oh, that's nice, thank you, Chow. Yes, that's good. Okay, so to butter someone up means to, I say to bribe them with words, yeah? Not with money, but with words.
That is a good expression.
Okay, so to butter them up. Yeah. To bribe them with words. Okay, Enrique, don't give us your answer, just give us your point. What would you say?
I would say, although your main topic is I speak with my professor and he gave me advices. Our conversation, it took 10 minutes and was good because day to day I have been improving my English and improve my abilities.
Perfect. Okay, so then you could just elongate that, make it bigger and stuff. Okay, guys, I want to know quickly if this kind of session is useful, if you like more of these. Say yes or no.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. Definitely yes.
Roman, yes or
More
no?
useful than tongue twisters.
I think, and for me it's more interesting, yeah? So, yeah, then phrase verbs and things like this, for me it's more interesting as well, but it's just about getting a balance. But Roman,
Yeah, because you correct us after that.
Okay, so Roman, yes or no?
Yes, it was very useful, and actually, I think you have to pay more attention to strategic or with IELTS exam, because IELTS exam have a lot of difference from another exam.
Yeah.
So but pay more attention. I think strategy of this exam. Do you understand that, David?
If you like, I can do like spend 15 minutes or half an hour or something just talking about technique, yeah, things that maybe strategies you can use to pass it, not just correcting your answer.
But Oakley have a lot of classes about techniques, Roman. You can look in the course, he have a lot about techniques. He spoke 1 hour about techniques in every lessons.
Okay, so in that case, we'll just focus on correction, things like this, okay? Yeah. So if you like. Okay, in that case, I'll let you go. Take care, cheers, and speak to you soon. Bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.